Rusty's Cooking Channel, part one of I don't know how many. I'm making bread, homemade bread, and that's the mixed up stuff, okay? The dough or whatever you call it. But anyway, I used bread flour and a dry yeast, but I mixed in a little honey and warm water with a little salt and of course the yeast. And then I tested the yeast. I let it sit for a while to see if it was cooking, when the yeast was doing its thing, and it was. So then you mix, well, you get 2 cups of bread flour. That's 2 cups of bread flour. I'm just making one loaf for a test. You get 2 cups of bread flour, 1 cup warm water with a teaspoon of salt, honey, or sugar, and then the yeast, 1 teaspoon of yeast. And I just mixed all that together, but the water has to be, kind of like 90 degrees or in that range. And you mix it together, and then the yeast will start eating up the sugar and the honey. And you let this sit for 2 hours, okay? And in between, you can knead it every now and then if you want to kind of just get your hands in that lovely dough. God, this is fun. It ain't nothing to it. The most expensive part's the bread flour, but of course I bought it here in the small town Brackettville, Texas, at the local store. It was like $7 for 4 pounds, and but they tell me it's a lot cheaper if you go to Del Rio, to like H-E-B or Walmart and get bread flour. But I'm not doing it for the cost. I'm just doing it because I want to have something to do, and just make homemade bread. So anyway, yeah, you let it sit 2 hours in a warm place, and the ideal temperature, believe it or not, for bread to rise is about 77 to 80 degrees. Guess what temperature it is inside my home right now? You can't see that temperature gauge over there, but it's about 77 degrees. Perfect, right? So anyway, yeah, I'm going to cover this. I saw one guy do this. He covered the bread like this, and then he put a little, he had a little wet towel, but I'm just spritzing some water around on it. You know what I mean? So it can do its thing without bugs getting in it. I don't have any bugs in the house. So that takes care of the bread. You let it sit 2 hours. So right now hey Google, what time is it?
It's 9:01 a.m.
Okay, so it's 11 o'clock. Hey Google, set a timer for 2 hours.
All right, 2 hours. Starting now.
Great, thank you. And then, then you put it in a pan and shape it and wait for about 30 minutes. Again, you cover it with that paper towel there. And then you preheat the oven to 350 and you cook it for 35 minutes. So you're just seeing the beginning, okay? So anyway, at 11 o'clock, I'll do another one showing you what I got here. And then we'll put it in the oven and cook it for 35 minutes or 30 or 35 minutes. And we'll see what we got. And that'll be the third. So it'll be like 3 parts. I'm not good at pausing and starting all that shit. I make videos, not movies. So yeah, y'all like looking at that? But anyway, there's the ingredients. Yeah, that's it. And of course, I got some organic honey over here, and I put about a tablespoon of honey, or a little less maybe. And if I use any oil of any kind, that's all I got right there is that organic olive oil. So if I have to use oil, I'll use that. And so yeah, and this is the pan I'm going to cook the bread in right here, because it's a non-stick thing, but I'm going to put a little of that olive oil on the bottom just for the hell of it. But I want the bread to be this shape, okay? And so we'll see what happens, okay? Anyway, guys, Rusty's Cooking School. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want. Make homemade bread. Use the Amazon link, drink plenty of water, stand guard at the door of your mind. And I have to tell you, cooking is fun. I'm enjoying the shit out of this. Bye. Adios, bye.